Good morning, everybody. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I don't know what that was. Two, four, five. All right, dude. What's up? What's up, Dan? How you doing? How are you living? How's your June going? Um, Kids on summer yet? Where are we at? What's up? Good morning. Good morning, Dr. Feelgood. How are you doing? Um, Man, Ron, what's up, buddy? Good morning, Ron. Code to my luggage. Yeah, exactly. I don't know what that was. Started with a peace sign, ended with a wave. Um, you know, is what it is. Nervous energy in the morning. This is my 675th show and just, still there, right? I'm sure we all have that. Sorting cards from the stream last night. I've been seeing those pictures. It's insane. It's intense. I miss it. I do. But at the same time, I don't. I just really miss hanging out with everybody and supporting all the streams. So, I hope everyone knows that I'm still here, that I still love y'all, that I wish I could be there, but I need to take a break. That's all. What's up, David? Good morning. How you doing, bud? Um, so yeah, I'm hoping you had a good show. Holy crap. Stop it. Stop it. Nath. Nath, I literally thought about you and Craig this morning. Just was like, haven't seen them in a while, missed them both, uh, and was gonna reach out. So I'm glad that you felt that all the way across the pond. Uh, but good morning, good evening, good night, whatever it is over there. Miss you, buddy. Um, yeah, that was a good pop in. Miss my Aussie buddies. Um, yeah, code to my luggage. When I started the show, I started with a peace sign, and then for some reason I went to four, and then I started a wave. So I don't know what was happening. It just, the first 3 seconds got weird. That's all. No big deal. And yeah, threw on a black shirt, give you a little Ryan Turner vibes. Simple black shirt. Another guy I feel like I haven't seen in forever. I just checked the replays and it's haven't seen him in a week. He hasn't been on here, so he's been busy. I know he's been going through some changes with his wife taking a new job, um, and him taking more of the parent role in the morning. So I think his mornings have been a little bit tossed. And then he was also saying he's taken on a new set of clients. Aussies seem to live in the future compared to the US. Maybe should ask for winning lotto. I don't think it works like that, but you can certainly try. And I'm sure Nath will gladly just give you a string of numbers, right? I'm sure you'd do that for him, right, Nath? What is up, Mr. Jason? How are you doing in the background? Oh my
Good
God.
morning.
Oh my God. Craig and Nath are here. I uh I got into the office today and I was settling in and I it was one of my first thoughts was like, where are Nathan Craig? I miss them. Just kind of like going over like, the show, like kind of just thinking about stuff. And it's like, yeah. So it's just funny that you both jumped in. I didn't even send a message. I was going to, but yeah. What's up, buddy?
I have
Late
not
Wednesday.
seen Nath's name in a while,
Yeah.
nor Craig. Have I
Yeah.
not
I
been
mean,
paying attention?
yeah, it's something like 9, 10, 11, 12 p.m. over there. So, I mean, it's completely understandable. I never even understood how they were here in the first place. But they made it happen. Always appreciated the time we had together. And I wouldn't be able to do it if someone was doing a show in fact, that's one of the reasons why I miss a lot of the V Friends streaming with like Tom and Ron and uh, Courage and all these other people is like a lot of that stuff. These people go till midnight my time, like 8:30 last night, I was Brooklyn had a friend over and they were asking me all these questions and I was literally like in my doorway and they're asking me these questions and I'm talking to them in a very like low, like calm voice. And her friend goes, "Why do you talk like that?" And I'm like, "I really just want you to go downstairs so that I can shut this door and go to sleep." I'm so tired right now. Like, I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but like, get out of my face. This is not my time. It was
It's
rough.
okay. It's okay to be selfish. You got to protect your mental wealth
I do. Yep,
or
100%.
what's left of
Like,
it.
I should have just told him, like, this is June. Okay. June's about me. Don't you read the Daily Dad? June is about me. Go away.
Read this page and come back to me.
Exactly. Oh man.
How are you today?
What's
How's
the issue,
Wednesday
Craig?
go?
Well, I mean, Wednesday is looking up, um, only because I don't have to go home. I selfishly wrote that in my gratitude journal today. It's probably the first time I've written that before, but like last night was a little rough. I just didn't have the capacity for home life. Um, and so it was one of those nights where nothing seemed to be going right. My energy wasn't good, and I think I just rubbed off on the family, and then the family's energy wasn't good, and we were not vibing at all last night. So between me and my wife, me and my son, and me and Brooklyn, I think Bailey was the only one who got out unscathed, but literally because she got out. Like she went to a friend's house.
Yeah.
So,
Similar. I
yeah.
think the way you described was how I ended up feeling yesterday, for sure. Especially the energy part. I don't think I was really rubbing off on them. It was last night was me and my girls again. Um, so cat update.
Okay.
Yesterday, I brought up our cat ate something weird and had to take him to the vet. There's a blockage. Not wasn't really sure there was anything to do with him because surgery, for some reason, is like astronomical.
Oh yeah.
Um, I was recommended a place. The story is good news. It ends happy, by the way. So
Okay.
the cat's fine. Um, I ended up finding this place about an hour away that I brought the cat. Cat's name is Neo. And if we're talking about wealth, $9,000 was the hospital's quote. I found a place that did it for 1,500.
Okay.
Two thoughts on this. Number one, why are hospitals so expensive? And number two, what did I not pay for paying $1,500 to get a cat opened up
Oh my gosh.
and cleaned out? Um, so far, everything's going well.
Good.
Big props to this place. It felt like it was like a drop and go place. It was like it was after going to a hospital where it's like you're in a waiting room and there's nurses walking around in scrubs. Going to this place was the equivalent of uh, leaving like a really high end restaurant and going to Applebee's instead.
Okay. Gotcha. Yeah.
Like I wouldn't have been surprised. I walked in and saw like a menu of like the things you can get for your cat. I walked in and a nurse was explaining the amputation process to a dog owner. Like this, it
Okay.
was very, but it was like that was it. It was like if this doesn't work, nothing will work. So I ended up going through with it. Dropped him off at. Oh, Kristen's in. Good morning, Kristen. I'm telling her cat story here. I dropped him off, not totally sure if I would see him again, but it was like it was either this or nothing.
Yeah.
So, and I dropped him off at like 2:30, and they were like, "Can you be back by 5?" And I was like, "5? You're gonna be done by 5?" You know, you don't
You're not
keep.
taking him overnight or anything like that for observation.
So I did it,
Oh my
and
gosh.
like everything else was the same as a hospital. I'm like, why? Like, what am I missing here between a hospital and this place? Like,
Mm,
it was a very very weird mental space.
all right.
So that required like doing two nearly hour drives down south, and then had to pick up the kids. And I had to bring the kids in the car for the second drive in rush hour traffic down in Denver-ish
Oof.
area. So that just kind of set everybody in not the best mental place. And my oldest was home. She's been like awesome, kind of like getting a good introduction to the tween years and teen years being on her own. She cleaned up the house like really nicely. I was really proud of her.
Oh,
Um,
nice.
and then just like, just like little bickerings between them that started getting on me, that started dragging me down. Uh, and then that just that took a lot of, we're talking mental wealth today. I spent about, if we're talking on our 1 to 10 scale, that took about maybe 7 wealth points away from me mentally. But my gratitude in all this is that the cat's good.
Yeah.
Uh, Thankful for the place I brought him to, and tucking went well. Me and my oldest watched an episode of Ted Lasso, two episodes, and she fell asleep with her head on my lap, which has not happened and will probably be the very last time in a very long time. So,
Mm,
um,
that's special.
weird 2 days, but ended in a good
It's
place.
good stuff, man. Yeah, I like
So
that.
I'm at maybe a
I mean,
6, 7.
happy for you and the family and the cat. That's awesome.
Thanks.
Um, okay, cool. So days are going well. How's today look? Okay.
I'm less planned today. I'm just kind of moving past these past two
Today
days.
looks like this right here. Mama's coming home.
Mama's on her way. Um, Hopefully that goes well and smooth. She got
Yeah.
to ride a Tesla today, so glad she
Oh,
survived that trip.
like one where it was driving itself.
Yeah. Good question. Good question for Kristen. Was it a self-driving Tesla?
Oh man. All right, let's talk our mental wealth a little more. How'd you like the reading? I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was good. Um, it was a great reading today. I felt like I was not in the best place to receive the best. Like, I know it's a good page, but like
Yeah.
I was not. I feel like I kind of spent most of my mental points the past 2 days, so just got to do a little refresh. Generally I feel like I'm pretty mentally wealthy. Like, I feel like I have a good outlook on things. I feel like I'm pretty even keeled with how I consider my actions. I think I'm good at giving gratitude where it's due, um, and I think I'm good at protecting that about 90% of the time. Um, School kind of takes away from that sometimes, like just energy wise.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts?
I mean, same thing. It's a good reminder to like pay attention to it. And then, yesterday, like all this month, right? So yesterday was a tough day, and I spent my time thinking about what I can, I'm gonna spend my time today thinking about what I can do to prepare myself for, those days a little better, because I don't want to, because I found myself saying, see, this is why I should just stay 3 nights in a row out at work, because it just makes the 3 nights at home on the weekend that much better for me. It's very challenging to, like, come home, get home late, and just be you know, in that space where I'm exhausted and they're, ready to go. But I just had to do a better job of saving my, energy for them. Like realizing that, I need to be there for them. I need to be there in a certain way. But it's hard. It's hard to do that. So it was a little bit of a failure yesterday. It was a little rough. I think they were probably having a day too. I don't really know. Like that's the other problem I think we have is we're so distant, and we're doing so much, all of us, that like no one really knows what the other person is going through. Like I'll take my wife and I, for example. Like I don't know what she went through yesterday, like how draining the kids were on her. And she doesn't know how what I went through yesterday, how draining it was for me at work. And so when we come together, you know, I think I got home 3:30ish, so not too late. It was just it was like everybody wanted to butt heads all of a sudden. And I couldn't control it. Like, I couldn't control the way my mind was going. I couldn't psych myself out of I did eventually. I took some time, I took a shower, I got refreshed, and I felt a little better, but by that time, I felt like a lot of the damage was already done, and we were in the place where it was like, "Okay, like, now we're kinda, like, ghosting each other a little bit," and, you know, we tried we ended a little better, but not, like, fully great. So it was just one of those days. It was an off day, that's all.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Oh, keep going.
I was gonna say, and then, like, just to bring back in the chat, like, off day too is I was driving home, uh, and I all of a sudden, like, we got, like, a flash flood, hail, thunder, lightning, like, the hardest, heaviest, biggest raindrops I've ever seen hitting my car. And flash flood warning for like 3 hours. And it was just like even the weather was having an off day. So I don't know if that's what I typically enjoy rain. Like I take the kids out there, and we get a little wet and splashing puddles and stuff like that. My wife is not a fan of that, especially when there's lightning involved.
Mm.
But I'm like, "Look, if we're the lucky ones that get struck by lightning, we're the lucky ones." Like, it's a it's a shot in the dark. So, yeah, we hung out in the rain for a little bit, and then we didn't. And then, yeah, circling your wife back, it's the funniest thing ever putting a person who's never been in a Tesla and watching them try to get in and out of the car. Like, as a Tesla owner, I know this very well, and it cracks me up every time.
Um,
So you're not alone.
so kind of going back to your story about this, do you ever when you're kind of in that mode, and I'm gonna let Kristen jump in here too. Um, one thing that I've gotten good at this past year, especially with like work and home, is knowing when I will not have enough energy to do something. Like when the schedule's the busiest, like Tuesdays and Thursdays were really busy for us this year. At work, I found myself asking myself much more, how much energy do I have now, and what will I
Mm,
have later to do all these things and do it well?
okay.
Do you ever go through any of those, like,
No.
those internal monologues in those
No, I
situations?
wish I did. Yeah,
It it
I
it
don't it
helps.
doesn't register like that for me. I don't know why, I don't think about it.
I found it valuable, and I don't remember if it was something that I read, or maybe it was just something that I developed through these morning sessions of like, for example, my bedtime, like, the talk I give myself is, if I go to bed now, I will have energy to get up, get to
Mhm.
the gym, then get back, and jump on with you, because those are my best mornings. And then as like the half an hours pass by, I'm like, okay, now I'm not gonna be able to go to the gym because I'm not gonna do that well,
Got
but I
it.
can still
Yeah.
get on with Dom and Ryan and Blaze if they ever come back. Um, but that's kind of the thought process that I found myself in this year most of the time. When I'm lacking that energy, and this is where Kristen can jump in, that's when I start to shut down. And you kind of mentioned ghosting each other. And there was a time in the past week where I felt that I was taking on a lot of a mental load with the summer in general. And a difference this summer that I've noticed from last summer is being aware of the stress that comes along with the schedule change. Like I think you phrased it very well last week when you said it was a change of priorities, like moving away from professional priorities to personal priorities,
Hmm.
how that changes. And in past summers, I was like, I should be happy. This is the best time ever. And that would come out in different ways. And then this year, I feel like I'm more aware of that. It's like, yeah, I'm gonna be under stress for this. It's not gonna be stress free all the time. And then there was a moment last week where we were discussing money because Kristen took a pay cut with this new job that she likes very much, a lot more than the last place. And that was weighing on me. And I don't think I was, I definitely was kind of clammed up a bit. And then finally she said something about like, well, because she was feeling stressed about the same thing. She was
Hmm.
feeling stressed about like how we're gonna kind of organize some of our summer things. So Kristen did a good job there, like voicing it, where I was like, I don't know how to voice this in a productive way. Like I wasn't mad. I just didn't know how to do it productively because I didn't have that the wealth, bringing back to the mental wealth part, didn't have those that I wasn't in that spot to like make it a productive conversation about how we're going to handle this new financial journey. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, one of the things that that my wife and I are currently going through is we're currently going through some similar kind of stuff. And I think I even wrote in the journal today that like I'm struggling to, I think we're both struggling to have that conversation with each other and it be a productive conversation. So like kind of like basically what you were saying is like maybe you didn't have the words at the time, but Kristen was in a better place. So she was able to start the conversation or have the conversation or at least start it off in a better way. My wife and I struggle a lot with that. And it does make things harder to talk about, and so the stuff gets swept under the rug or pushed on to the next time. Like maybe we'll have better energy next week. So I was kind of just pontificating on that this morning because there are some stuff that I think we've pushed down the road a little too far, and it's kind of going to bite us in the butt here a little bit, and it's causing some of these stressful nights. Like a little bit of that came out last night, which was the financial aspect of it. A little bit of it came out last night, which is like the kids fighting and arguing instead of learning to talk to each other and deal with themselves. um, and always making us their mediators. Actually, I'm gonna send it in our little text thread, but Ryan dropped a Dr. Becky podcast a while ago, and so I put on her podcast this morning when I was driving to work. I first listened to your friends, the one that you sent, and then I listened to hers, and she had a really good talk about summer, like summer roles and summer, us calling it a summer break when in reality, like it doesn't feel like a break at times. I think that's something that you could relate to because, you kind of live the same life that kids live, like where you're on break, right? So it's you it's termed as a break, like you're actually gonna go on vacation, but in reality, like, you lose your routine. You lose your, like, working routine of, like, knowing what you're gonna do Monday through Friday. And is that really like a vacation? Is that really a break? Or does that kinda leave you with, like, empty like, these parts of the day where you're like, "Oh, crap, I gotta fill it doing something. Okay, I'm gonna tear the carpet up onto the floor." And
Uh, Yeah, that's a great reframing of that. I mean, yeah, for most things, it's a mental break, but it's definitely not mental break from school, which is, I mean, not having to plan a whole day for 150 students. That's definitely a
Yeah.
break. But the important part is being here, and that's a whole other set of responsibilities. Like, yes, is it calmer for sure, but it's like, for me personally, my head goes to, okay, these are like, we're possibly in some of the few last summers before my 12-year-old starts, kind of distancing herself. That's where
Yep.
my head goes. I was listening to, I was kind of like in podcast mode as I was driving yesterday, and I was listening to a Mindset of a Tween podcast, and that was kind of hitting hard, where it's like, the statistic that by the time a kid is 12, you've already spent 80% of the time you'll spend with them in their entire lives.
Yeah.
Um, and that stuck with me yesterday because we're at that age, right? Um, and how can I make this time worthwhile? Like ending yesterday with a Ted Lasso, with falling asleep together on the couch. I hope that happens again.
Hmm. Yeah, it's a hard thing to think about or realize. But I also, I don't know how that statistic plays out for like what you and I are planning or hoping for with our kids in the future. I'm not planning, and I don't think you are either, for my kid to like leave me. Like, not leave me as in like leave my house, but like that I don't see them or talk to them, multiple times a month, a week, whatever. Like, I'm not planning on it being, the type of parenting that maybe I had or that my parents had, where it's like the kids move away, they start their own family, see each other once a year or on the high holidays and stuff like that. Like, that's not my plan for me and my kids. And I don't think it's yours either. So
No, I don't think it's going to go that way, but it's just,
it's a possibility.
it's a possibility, because that's, that generally seems to be the consensus
Yeah.
when when I talk to others, for sure.
Whew. Rough days, deep conversations. It's the way it's supposed to go.
Yeah,
Feel good. Feels good.
but I think I've moved from a 5 to a 7 today, so
Awesome.
I'm gonna bump it up to
Great.
a +9 again.
Well, I hope everybody's doing well. I don't know how the chat went hard and heavy and then and then died the last 10 minutes on us. But I love you all. Thanks for joining us. Time is fleeting. Nathan, Craig, go to bed, get some sleep. Uh enjoy enjoy the future for us. Kristen, safe travels home to your baby and your babies. Um yeah, everybody just get it done, right? We love you. We'll see you tomorrow.
See everybody. Have a great Wednesday. Love you too, Nath.
Bye, everyone. Did the music play? Nope. There it is. There
Hey,
we go.
what'd you think of that? I only got like 2 minutes. What'd you think of that podcast I sent